What is up, my friends? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. I hope that you're all well and looking forward to the busy football festive season ahead. As always, I've looked through the media today, found a couple of stories that I found interesting and a couple of updates around transfers and stuff. And I want to know your opinion, so do let me know in the comment section. Let's start off with 40m AMRABAT, a deal that isn't going away with regards to newspaper talk and journalists and things like that. And Gazzetta dello Sport today, who are of course an Italian-based outlet, they suggest that Liverpool could sign 40m AMRABAT if they are willing to pay €40 million to Fiorentina. That is apparently the number that Fiorentina have put out there, that they would be willing to do business. And this is the interesting part, even in January. Because initially, when I'd seen the stuff around Amrabat, Fiorentina were saying they don't want to lose him this season. You know, they want to hang on. Maybe in the summer they do business. But this goes on to say that €40 million would be an offer that Fiorentina simply could not refuse for 40m AMRABAT. So, again, this doesn't mean we're signing him. It doesn't mean we're not signing him. But if you add this in to what Jurgen Klopp was saying in his press conference today, where, well, how I read the situation was he was pretty much letting us know that, yes, we're open for business in January, and yes, we will be looking to get some bodies in January. Didn't go into details about who that may be. He did laugh at a journalist suggesting that perhaps somebody, Liverpool or anyone else, could look for Jude Bellingham in the January window, because as we all know, there's no hope in hell that Borussia Dortmund are going to sell Jude Bellingham in January to Liverpool, to City, to Real Madrid, or anybody else, simply because they don't have a need to. They're still in the European Cup, they're still pushing in the Bundesliga, and time is very much on their side. So while we're on to Jude Bellingham, let's move across to the latest instalment of the Real Madrid will they, won't they propaganda mouthpiece central. That's what I think I'm going to call this, moving on. So apparently today there's another story doing the rounds that Real Madrid just quite simply will not go above €100 million to sign Jude Bellingham. Well, you might as well have said Real Madrid won't be signing Jude Bellingham, because nobody, and I definitely include us in this, is going to sign Jude Bellingham for less than €100 million. So again, I would say to everybody, he will be a Liverpool player. I'm very confident of this. Don't mind the twists and turns. Don't mind the nonsense. Don't mind the ups and downs, the will they, won't they's. Just have a little bit of faith. When the January window's over and we come towards the summer and Liverpool pony up the dough, which, if you're believing other publications today, there's a story doing the rounds to say that Jurgen Klopp has told Liverpool to go and spend €150 million on Jude Bellingham. Now, I can't say that Liverpool will go and spend €150 million on Jude Bellingham, because as I've always told you guys, I don't know about the money side of this, but I do know about the side about Jude Bellingham's preference and his family's preference, what I've always said to you. So again, just so as you don't get worked up or stressed about it, you'll see it all. There'll be lots of twists and turns. There'll be lots of clicks required for people over the festive season, lots of websites who need ad revenue and stuff like that. Just chill. Jude Bellingham's going to end up at Liverpool as long as we pay the money. I'll keep saying this until the cows come home, but it will happen. Now, another player that Liverpool have been linked to, and a story that Fabrizio Romano, while he was speaking with or for SOS Fanta, said that Liverpool are linked with Ismail Benacer from AC Milan. AC Milan want to extend his contract. Now, there was a bit of confusion amongst our chat the other day in the community, where a lot of people thought that maybe Benacer was out of contract at the end of this season. To the best of my knowledge, his contract runs until 2024. And the reason I say that is loads of people were like, well, maybe Keita could go to AC Milan and Benacer could come in here. Liverpool's rumoured interest, and I say rumoured because I don't know if there is or isn't interest there. I really don't. I've got nothing on this one. I'm basing it off what other journalists say. I say other journalists. I'm not a journalist. What actual journalists say. So, it's a credible link, in my opinion. Fabrizio Romano, obviously very close to Italian football. And AC Milan want to keep Ismail Benacer, but he wants, I guess, to take a next step in his career, a change of heart, a change of venue, I don't know. But certainly we know that if he does come to Liverpool or to the Premier League, he will make more money than he will at AC Milan. There's no arguing about that fact, because the Premier League's the richest league in the world. So I don't know if there's truth to it or not, but what I can say is, again, decent addition if he was to come in, but he isn't a Jude Bellingham. He isn't an Enzo Fernandez. He isn't a Barella. So wouldn't be that top tier, but still, somebody who, with 1 year to go at the end of this season, could be gotten for potentially a reasonable fee. There's a few other bits and pieces as well doing the rounds today that I wanted to just bring to you, and one of them is an update with regards to injuries. So James Milner is likely to miss the entire festive season. You did see him go off yesterday with a hamstring injury. We haven't had an exact date yet with how long he'll be out for, but the festive period could mean anything. You know, could mean 2 weeks, could mean until the end of January. I'm not sure. Other ones who were missing were Bobby Firmino, of course, who had a calf problem. We still don't know the extent of that. I think it was James Pearce last night who reported as to why he wasn't in the squad. Now, the one that confused me last night, and maybe you can help me in the comment section, is why there was no Trent. Was he ill? Something like that? Because Henderson was there. Henderson was brought on and played minutes, and Henderson had a far busier World Cup than Trent did. So I'm a bit confused on that, but I've probably just missed something obvious. And then there were a few updates around Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota and Arthur Melo, who have been out for quite a while. Canade obviously still at the World Cup, and Curtis Jones doesn't resume training until next week, with what seems to be a never-ending string of injuries or strange injuries for Curtis Jones when you think back to the eye injury and stuff like that as well. And it's not doing his future at Liverpool much good, although look, it can't be helped. I do get that. But yes, it's just not doing him much good. Now, the last thing I want to bring to you guys today is around Bobby Firmino. We have known, and it's been widely reported for a while, that Liverpool are interested in looking at ways to potentially extend Bobby Firmino's contract. Anfield Talk posted something today from @Bruno ANDRD. I don't know that account, but that said Liverpool are studying the option of renewing Roberto Firmino's contract for a short period, 1 or 2 years, but a longer contract is not under discussion. That makes, again, we don't know if that detail is true, but it makes sense. And I think it was something that a lot of Liverpool fans I've spoken to would be comfortable with. You know, we can't sign Bobby up to another 4-year deal or something like that because he's getting older. But if Bobby's happy and his family are settled and Liverpool are willing to offer him a 2-year contract, a 1-year contract, personally, I absolutely wouldn't be against it. We could have done with him last night against Manchester City, and I absolutely love Bobby. Now, another thing real quick, probably should have started the stream with this because it's a big one. Jurgen Klopp speaking about investment today. You can read this however you want. I'm sure you've seen the clip of the press conference yourself. He spoke about January investment first, but then he kind of went on a little bit where he spoke about being comfortable about potential future investment. And if you add this into the FSG stuff, I wonder, like many of you guys in social media and watching this video will be wondering, are we going to get some news soon? There's been a little bit of rumours that maybe there's some stuff on the embargoed part of the press conference. Again, I can't tell you anything on this, but I'm interested to find out. So do keep an eye on those newspapers tonight. They usually drop at about 10:30, 11 o'clock if you're on social media, just to see if there was something embargoed until tomorrow's papers or until the late edition. So do keep an eye on it because, you know, quietness behind the scenes doesn't always mean nothing's happening. With Liverpool, it could mean very much so that something's happening. Now, not trying to get anybody's hopes up. I don't know about the takeover, but I'm as intrigued as the rest of you. So let's wait and see what happens. And really quickly, I want to just address last night's game with Manchester City with regards to the behaviour of fans inside the stadium. I'm not here at this moment to point blame. I'm not here to do that. But what I am here to say, it again is not a good look on our sport, and it is again not a good look on this fixture between Manchester City and Liverpool. The details will come out over the coming days, weeks and months, I'm sure, but it needs to stop. Football cannot continuously be shown in a negative light. So whomever is behind these incidents, grow up or fuck off, because the world of football quite simply doesn't want anybody with that type of behaviour involved in it. It is as simple as that. My friends, I'm going to head off now. There will be no more live streams on Anfield Agenda after tonight, but I will upload a video tomorrow for you guys. And if I don't speak to you before Christmas, have a wonderful day. And I look forward to hopefully catching up with you, the Aston Villa watch along, which we will be starting from 4:30 p.m. on what we call in Ireland St. Stephen's Day. You call in the UK Boxing Day. We will talk to you then. Much love, my friends. Happy Christmas to you all. Bye-bye.